Hey, it's Rabbi Shmuel Pollan. I want to welcome you back to the Light Unto the Nations show. We have a very serious show for you. It's about cheating women and God, and I want you to know that I've spoke to men many, many times about cheating, and I'm just speaking to women for one reason, because it is in our prophecies that it is in the merit of the righteous women that the Messiah will come. So we need to make sure that we sweeten the deeds of the women and make sure that that happens. I'm not a prophet, although I've had some interesting experiences. So I can't really speak on behalf of God, but in a way I can, because God gave us the Torah, God gave us the Bible, and He gave us an oral tradition that goes along with the Bible that makes the Bible understood, so we know exactly what to do. And from that, we can get a pretty good idea of what he wants from us. We also have the Rebbeim, we have the Hasidic masters in each generation that tell us what to do and what God wants from us, and they are prophets. So cheating is at over 10% of women, married women, are cheating. Many more don't admit to it, and that's way too high. Um, I hold women to a higher standard because they are the more mature of the sexes, so they should know better. I'm told that the reason is hypergamy. Women want to marry up. They always want to get a better deal than what they have. So, one reason why they cheat is because they think that's going to be a better deal. It's a better person. They're going to have a better life. Now, to address this thinking, I want to tell just a quick story about my mentor, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, and a young man who came to him that was considering committing suicide. And my mentor said, when you get up there, you're going to face the exact same problems as you faced down here, because God wants you to have certain problems so that you'll grow, so that you'll either accept them or change them, but in some way grow yourself. There's no escaping the force of nature that intends for you to grow as a person. And so, what you think is marrying up is actually marrying the same or worse. Um, and when you marry the next one, now you have a bigger problem. Now you're a cheater, and to cheat, you probably became a liar as well. So, you're a cheater and a liar, and now you're with this new guy who's going to give you another set of problems that the other person didn't give you, or the same set of problems that he gave you. Um, it's kind of hard to accept the fact that you're a cheater and a liar in the mirror when we all agree that the way we treat each other is the purpose of creation. We can all agree that don't do unto others as you want done unto yourself, and that kind of thing. And you're not able to live up to that. You're not able to say that I lived a good life, where I treated other people the way I wanted to be treated. You can't say that. And what about your next husband? He is a cheater as well. So you never know if you're both going to cheat again. There can be no real trust between you because you've already broken that moral boundary, and now it's open. And the odds are that when a better deal comes along, who's to say that you won't go for that as well? Ethics of Our Fathers, which is part of the oral tradition that I mentioned, has some beautiful statements about life, and one of them is, who is strong? The one who arm wrestles his evil inclination, and um, who is rich? The one who is happy with what they have. When it comes to money, if we can just look at this, from a different perspective, um, it's clear that people want to make $1 million, at least the people that I'm around, because that's the level that they're on. So what happens is they're not happy until they make the $1 million, working, till they make that $1 million. And then as soon as they make it, their life becomes more complicated, and they're not happy then either. Maybe they can enjoy the fact that they made $1 million with a cigar and a cup of tequila for like a few hours, but it won't be more than that. After those hours are up, he's back to a different problem. And at a larger scale, there's a guy I know named Trey Kern, and he made these games for Apple Games or whatever it's called. And his game became very, very popular. And he was up to making the $100 million mark. And so he went to Silicon Valley to hang out with those guys who make billions to figure out how to make billions. And what did he find? He found that the people in Silicon Valley were absolutely miserable. The billionaires were absolutely miserable. They're asking him, how do we find more traffic? How do we find more conversions? How do we bring more people into our funnel? They were desperate to find out how to compete with the next guy. And where are they going? Where exactly are they going? What can you do with $1 billion that you can't do with $100 million? They are complete lemmings. Their lives are completely empty. They're living a completely empty life with no purpose, with no meaning. They're trying to catch up with somebody else when there's always going to be somebody else to catch up with. And adultery is the same kind of thing. You're trying to catch up. You're trying to get ahead. But there's always going to be someone ahead of you, and there's always going to be someone behind you. You never really get anywhere. And what you need to do is go deeper with the husband that you have and read books and get counseling and just accept what problems that they have. That's the biggest, deepest, holiest thing you can do, is to just accept that they are who they are and they have the problems that they have. And trying to marry up is just avoiding that problem, because it's missing your entire purpose in creation. Your entire purpose in creation is to, like it says in this week's Torah portion, to go out of your father's house, to transcend your genetic habits, to transcend your animal inclination. And that means working it out with the man that God gave you. And go to theoccultsecret.com and we'll have bonuses for you about marriage, and work it out or just accept. This is who God intended you to be with. And if you feel you have to divorce this person, be straight up. Talk to them and say, I think this is not working and we need to make a clean break. And do it like that. Don't cheat. Don't go behind their back. Don't become a liar and a cheater. Don't get a second cell phone. Don't become a deceiver. It's just misery. You're putting yourself through misery and you're losing your soul. You're losing who you really are. And you are really not a deceptive person. You are really not a liar. You are really not a cheater. But you're turning yourself into a monster that you're not. This goes for emotional cheating as well. Looking at Tinder, looking at other apps to try to find somebody that you can fantasize about. You're looking at a mirage. The mirage, you look in the desert, you see the trees and the lake, and it's so beautiful, and it's not there. It's really not there. You're looking for something that's not there. You're toying with the fact that there's a perfect man out there, and you know in your heart that there isn't. You know in your heart that they're going to come with their own set of problems. Your marriage is not meant to be perfect. It's meant to be a project. It's a project, and a project is something that you work on every single day. You get a little bit better every single day. You don't compare yourself to celebrities because they've got their own problems that you wouldn't even want to know about. But you don't compare yourself to them. You compare yourself to the way you were yesterday, the way your marriage was yesterday. Can you accept the other person more today than you did yesterday? That's what's going to make the difference in your marriage, acceptance. But may we all take on that project with a full heart, and may we love our spouses unconditionally with no strings attached, as long as there's no adultery, addiction, or abuse. Let's all accept everything else. Accept all the flaws, because you have as many flaws as they do, and you don't really deserve somebody on another level. What you deserve is a person that you got. That's the person that's for you. That's the person that will make you become the better person that you are meant to be. Okay, I hope that makes sense, and God bless.